It is Saturday night. Welcome to the Jonathan Ross Show. Now, did you see those topless pictures, ladies and gentlemen? I'm shocked and saddened. Why would any magazine want to print paparazzi pictures of one of our national treasures on holiday, relaxing in a private place topless? I'm outraged. I'm so outraged I'm going to show them to you now, so... if you haven't seen them, press record. Here, look at this. Now, you see... poor Simon, his moobs exposed to the world. Reminds me of that song, Moobs Like Jagger. Simon was understandably upset, as were we all. This was him the next day. You see, he got the message. Meanwhile, William and Kate have been touring the Pacific island of Tuvalu, where they've been joining in the local entertainment. Look at this. We had to stop it there. William's dancing got so embarrassing, Kate took her top off to distract everyone's attention. The only thing she could do. The nation's gardeners... You're going to like this. The nation's gardeners are living in fear because we have been invaded by giant Spanish slugs, OK? Nothing to do with Julio Iglesias. Here's a British slug. See, there's a traditional garden slug, OK? And here's the giant Spanish species that people are worried about. And if you still can't tell the difference if you've got them in your garden, you just go up to it and say to the slug, "Hola, slugas, ¿cómo estás?" If it replies, "Estoy muy bien, gracias," smack it on the head with a shovel. The world's first beauty contest for goldfish has been held in China, and here's the winner. Lovely, yeah. That's the swimwear round, obviously. She told judges she wants to travel the world and meet people. She wants to travel the world and meet people. She wants to travel the world and meet people. And one day she will travel the world. Well, she'll get as far as the coast, anyway. We've got a packed show for you tonight, including, as you know already, music from the fantastic Fun, ladies and gentlemen. There they are.
So let's set the world on fire. We can burn brighter than the sun.
Fun. That's the summer anthem right there. Thank you, gentlemen. We'll be seeing them later. They're doing a number live for us at the end of the show. Now, my first guest tonight is one of our greatest actors. I'm thrilled he's here. It's a rare treat. He doesn't often do shows like this. It is Sir Michael Gambon, ladies and gentlemen. Sir Michael Gambon. I'm thrilled. I'm very excited. Of course, so many fine performances over the years, but recently he has a whole new fan base thanks to his work in the Harry Potter movies. And as Dumbledore, I believe, perhaps you can confirm this, Michael had a secret pouch in his cloak to keep his cigarettes. Is that right?
Absolutely.
So he could pop out for a quick Hufflepuff every now and then. Michael Gambon, ladies and gentlemen, he'll be on the show in just a minute. We also have joining us one of Britain's finest comedians, John Bishop. John Bishop. Incredible achievement for Sport Relief in February this year. Tell me if I get this right. You cycled road and you ran, it was 295 miles from Paris back here to London?
Yeah.
Incredible. Incredible.
I also had a secret pouch in my running shorts for my fags as well.
You know, but it's a shame because it was only when you got back someone told you about Eurostar, wasn't it? Because you could have just... ladies and gentlemen, I'm thrilled it's John Bishop. He's on the show, as I said. Thank you, John. See you in a minute. And... my next guest is a young British actress taking Hollywood by storm. It is the fabulous, the talented Emily Blunt. The lovely Emily Blunt. You might have seen Emily recently in Gulliver's Travels, where she played a Lilliputian. You should talk to John about that, because he's a Lilliputian. Emily Blunt, ladies and gentlemen, she's on the show. And we have more. My final guest this evening is the superstar DJ David Guetta. Hey, David, how's it going? Looking good. He's a French gentleman. David is a multi-platinum, two-time Grammy-winning artist, producer and DJ. And he says that a guaranteed track to save a flagging party, is this right, is Smack My Bitch Up?
Are you speaking to me?
What is the French for Smack My Bitch Up?
It would be, donner une fessée, which is like...
Give a little tap to.
Yeah.
Emily, if you want to move over, you can just go over the other side there, that's fine. David Guetta, ladies and gentlemen, there he is. Let's get my first guest out. He's one of the nation's top stand-up comedians. It is the fabulous Mr. John Bishop, ladies and gentlemen. Here he is. Looking good.
What was brilliant about that is after you'd done all that messing about, David Getty went home and went, "Where are you from?"
I wonder if he's probably never been to Liverpool. David, you ever been to Liverpool?
Yes, this is where I don't understand no one. Like, it is really... That's why I found, like, I think I recognize this accent. It was that time when I went to a city where I could not understand anybody.
The cliche Liverpudlian thing is, calm down, calm down. That's the cliche thing, isn't it? Does anyone ever go, calm down? Ever say that in Liverpool?
No one has ever said that in Liverpool. In the same way, David's not wearing a beret with onions round his neck.
Well, it's only because we asked him not to. OK, hey, congratulations. What an incredible achievement. For Sport Relief, John, with the team around him, of course, but John did, you know, what seemed almost like an impossible task, raised £4 million for Sport Relief. That is exceptional. And you were here on the show before you set off on that. You couldn't say much about it. But it does sound to me like the challenges they're trying to get people to do, they're getting crazy hard. I mean, they're going to kill someone if they're not careful.
Definitely, yeah.
Because that was... Talk us through it. What was the hardest part of that endurance?
I mean, it was a bike ride from Paris to the coast.
And that's how far's that? That's
185 miles.
It's a long ride.
It's a long ride, in a day. So we finished that at 4 o'clock in the morning.
So you must have been... and I know you trained for it, but that's... You would never have done that sort of distance before in one stint.
No. I mean, yeah, I could ride the bike. I didn't start off with my dad running behind me on stabilised. Go on, son, don't look back, don't look back.
When I count to 3, I'm letting go.
And, so I did that, and that obviously took longer than they thought, and that meant that I only had an hour's sleep before getting in the boat the following day. There was 4 of us in a 6-man boat. There was Davina McCall, Denise Lewis, Freddie Flintoff and me.
So out of those 4, I imagine maybe Freddie was doing most of the work. Would that be right?
No, I tell you what, you'd be surprised. The girls were proper...
Really?
Proper, yeah. Davina and Denise were really... I was just there for the ride.
So you were just... And how was Freddie? How did he take to the water? Did he enjoy the experience?
Oh, I hated it. We all hated it because we'd only had about an hour together in a rowing boat, and it took us 8.5 hours. And I don't know if anyone's ever rowed, but it's just boring. We're just rowing like that. After 2 hours of rowing, Freddie went, "No wonder people get a f***ing knighthood for this."
So you finished the boat journey, that part of it, and then when you get back here to the UK, what do you do next?
And then it was 3 consecutive runs that were each just over a marathon, so I think it was like 27 miles, 28 miles, and then 20, 28, 29 miles on the last day.
A hideous experience, then.
Yeah, I won't do it again. But then what happened, I hosted parts of Sport Relief, and so you're seeing people, and that was a couple of weeks later, and David Williams was the only one who came up to me and said, "How was your head?" Everyone else saying, "How was your body?" And he said, "How was your head?" Because he's been through something similar, and what happens, you don't realise how much of your head you offer to it, really, how much of the time that...
Just the focus,
the
I
months
guess,
going up to it, how much it occupies everything. It's a big thing to do, and then that hole just gets created because you don't want to do it yourself.
So did you treat yourself to a holiday afterwards? Did you have a break like that?
We did before, I've got the tour coming up, so we thought this August we'll have a proper family holiday.
Nice family break, OK. And how's that? How's that for you?
Yeah, you know what happens when you start getting a few quid. I said to me missus, "Look, we're going to have a proper holiday." I said, "They were 5-star. It's not self-catering, it's your holiday too." I said, "We're away." You have a break, love. We're on holiday. And I booked this resort in Sardinia, and we arrived there at night time, and the little Italian fella come on, that's my version of Italian, by the way. And we're checking in, and he's looking at me, and he said, "You're not happy?" I said, "There's something not right about this." I said, "But I'll give you your due. We'll see it in the morning." He said, "It's a beautiful place. It's beautiful. You love this place. You love this place, and you love..." I said, "Get your hands off me, missus, because you love this place, and we're doing all of this." And then he said, "You see in the morning. You have breakfast, you see. So we'll go down for breakfast." We booked this place because on the internet it had a fantastic beach. We come down for breakfast. I said, "Right, nice breakfast." I said, "Where's the beach?" He said, oh, you just walk down the steps, you come down here, you get on the train, it'll only take time. I said, whoa, whoa. I said, hang on. Hey, Pedro, what train? He said, the train. He said, not a public train. This is hotel train. This is hotel train, just for hotel guests. So my kids were going, come on, Dad, let's go and have a look. So we went and got on this train. Honestly, I put the picture on Twitter. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, they got the picture. I didn't...
Look at that. Look at that. We got on that to get to the beach, right? They put us on that. And I said to my kids were pissing themselves laughing at me getting on that. And I said, look, just get on it. It's obviously for fat Americans. We'll go 50 yards, get off at the other side. We got on that. We drove out the hotel. We went through the car park, out the hotel, on the main road. We're on the... We look like a load of competition winners on a day out. So we checked out 2 days later. And also, we did that, and we got to the beach, and the beach was packed, and then I got a mate who's in Mallorca. And you know when you got a mate, and you're on holiday, and yours is shit, and theirs is brilliant. So you're going, oh, we're having a great time. So we went to Mallorca, which was lovely, to be fair.
When you finished your last tour, you said you were going to take a couple of years off to be with your family. But you're just starting a new tour now.
Yeah.
So what changed?
I went home. That's what changed. I just went home and did that thing that you do where you go, oh, look, I'll do the showbiz thing, we'll have time at home, it'll be lovely, and then after 2 weeks I sort of sat in the living room and my missus come in and go, are you still here? I'm going, what are you doing? And the problem is, if you live the life like I've been living, where you're on tour and you're constantly touring, your family functions better when you're not in the house. It's better if you come and visit. And so, if you come and visit, everyone likes you, and you buy everyone presents, and then you piss off again, and everybody's happy. And so that's the way we've decided to live for the rest of our lives.
All right, here's the thing. John's just done, and you kind of know you've arrived when the BBC asked you to do Who Do You Think You Are? Yeah. They've asked you to do that show, and we said, OK, we want to talk about this, and obviously you can't give too much away. But we said to them, can you send a picture over from John from Who Do You Think You Are? And this is the picture they sent us. They actually sent us that picture of John Barnes. And I thought, wow, you really have found out a new side of yourself on this show.
I can't tell you, but you've got to watch the programme. That's not as far away from the truth as you might imagine.
So there's a link.
Oh, there is a link. I mean, it's not a distinct link like that. It was a brilliant thing to do. And they said to me, they ask a number of people, and then they do research, and there's certain problems. If you're from like Norfolk, they said if your family's from there, they don't really pursue it. And he said the reason being... no, this is true. They said the reason being because everyone was an agricultural worker, so they got what they needed. They got food off the land, they had a place to stay, and they all had sex in the family. And as a result of that, it's very difficult to get the family tree.
I imagine, but what a great show that would be.
What a fantastic show that would be.
I mean, just think about the amount of time they'd save on travel.
I know.
Just all in the one building.
I know. Wouldn't it be great if they got Jeremy Kyle and found out he was from Norfolk? It was... So anyway, so they got that, and then they said if you're Irish side because of records, so they did investigation, and then they came out and said we want to do the show, and it was humbling, and they went down different avenues where they said this will be on the show. They went down other avenues where they said just to let you know this is one of the things, but we're not putting it on the show for various reasons. And I found out something that I thought was just staggering. I found out that my great-granddad made such a contribution to his country's war effort that they actually named a plane after him, which is just it's humbling when you find stuff like that.
Genuine, this is a genuine thing.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't know, because we don't see the Messerschmitts very much these days, but...
You see, I love that. There was a moment there I thought you were being really sincere.
You were in, and now there's people Google Messerschmitts.
People think, wow, he's German.
No, but there was all little avenues like that, and they were saying, look, we think this, but we can't substantiate it, so we can't put it in the show. Yeah. And then when it goes out, apparently you get a box with everything in.
So, and have you had that box yet?
I haven't had it yet.
Wow.
So maybe they won't. I'll probably find John Barnes in the box.
So when's the tour start? I can't remember. I had a day here somewhere.
Yeah, the tour starts, well, yesterday.
It started already?
So the first week in Cardiff, and then it runs. And the thing is, it's got to end on November the 11th. It can't go on. OK,
so why is it called... Well, A, why has it got to stop on November the 11th? Is this something...
Because I'm doing some filming afterwards, so it can't be one of those that gets extended.
And what about the title, roller coaster? Why is it called that?
Genuinely, why is it called that? It came about because I decided I wanted to do a tour. And this is lovely as well. It came about because we were sat having our tea, and I said to the family sat there, I said, I'm going to go on tour. And, you know, and they first of all, they went, who are you? I said, I live here sometimes. I said, I'm going to go back on tour, but I need a name so everyone knows it's completely new material, it's different than last time. So there's a big discussion, what's it going to be about, and are you going to involve the family, is it going to be about relationships, Melanie's going, is it about marriage? And I said, it's just about ups and downs. So my youngest lad, Daniel, said, call it roller coaster. So I said, that's brilliant. And then my wife, because she's got this lovely way of looking at things, said, oh, no, that's nice, because it is about marriage then, isn't it? Because that's what a marriage is like. You know, you've decided to go on a journey with someone. And I said, yeah, that's nice, yeah, you've decided to sit in the same thing with somebody else, and then you've got this little journey where you're all exciting and you're going up and you're full of anticipation, then you get to the top, get to the precipice and you see the future, it looks great, and then it's downhill. And you've got you in your ear screaming at me.
There you go, there's a lovely view of modern married life, courtesy of Mr. John Bishop, ladies and gentlemen. Great stuff, as always. Thank you. John Bishop. Thank you, John. Join us after the break when I'll be joined by the fabulous Sir Michael Gambon. Don't go away. Welcome back. It's time for my next guest. He is pure class, whether on stage or screen. It is the fabulous Sir Michael Gambon. Go and sit down and relax, and I think that was the David Guetta walk-on remix they did by mistake. Hey, it's great to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
I'm a huge fan.
My socks?
I love your socks.
Yeah, good.
You're very dapper. You got it going on.
I did it special for tonight.
Are you a dandy yourself?
No, I'm normally dressed in rags behind you, coming on here tonight. So
you made the effort.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. I'm thrilled to have you because I know you don't often do these kind of shows.
Well, I'm too shy. So tonight I'm just taking a risk.
Well, I'm thrilled you are. We'll go as gently with you as we can. I've read a lot of interviews over the years, and sometimes I've read stuff which I'm not entirely sure
It's true.
is true.
Yeah.
Would
I
that
do
be-
terrible lies, usually.
What kind of tales have you told?
Well, I don't know. I once told an interviewer that I was a dancer at the Royal Ballet. And he said, how long are you? I said, 3 years I danced at the Royal Ballet. And after the third year, I fell off the stage and fell through the kettle drum. So they're the sort of lies I tell, childish lies.
Why do you tell them?
I don't know, just for the sake of it. Like now, I never know what to say, so I just say little lies.
So you make something up?
Yeah.
OK. I first probably became aware of you, I'm sure like a lot of people, TV work, when I saw you in The Singing Detective.
Yeah.
How was that working with Dennis Potter? How was that experience?
Great. I hardly knew him. He said to me, I was very anxious because he's an intellectual man, so I didn't really know him, and then he said, you don't speak to me, do you? I said, no, I don't know what to say, Dennis. He said, well, what's your interest in life? I said, well, I like motor cars. So every time I met Dennis Potter after that, he'd say to me, have you seen the new Ford Anglia, Michael? Like taking the piss. You know? So I didn't really know him well.
You know, when you made Singing Detective, did you think it would be a hit? Because it's such a strange and dark...
I remember the director asking me on the bed that day, when I played most of it in bed, didn't I, with that word?
Yeah.
He's saying, do you think this is going to be a hit? I said, I don't know. I had no idea. It all seems so broken up when you shoot it.
Yeah.
So, anyway, it was.
It was
God.
huge, of course, and it's still kind of... I don't know if people have still seen it, but if you haven't, you can get it on DVD. It's an incredible... But I would have thought quite an uncomfortable experience with that makeup on the whole time.
Yeah. Oh, I've got black hair. That's about 25 years ago.
25 years ago. I've got a clip, which you know, of something even earlier than that. I was going to show a clip from that, but I thought when you see that out of context, it kind of diminishes it. You can't really see that. But it's a clip from... You're in one of my favourite British horror movies of the 1970s. I don't know if you remember making The Beast Must Die.
Oh, don't mention that.
Yeah, no, come on, it's a cracker. It's got Peter Cushing in. This is Sir Michael Gambon way back when.
It's the worst film I've ever made.
Where were you going?
I was going to the village.
You were trying to escape.
You don't really believe that one of us is a werewolf.
I certainly do.
And you think it is me?
It's a possibility.
Dan, pick it up.
That's a brilliant...
That was how they did it back then. Oh, dear.
That's the best I've ever been.
No, but, you know, it looked like... I imagined that was a lot of fun to make.
Well, it was hard to make because I kept laughing all the time. When you got rid of me, I couldn't keep a straight face.
The least convincing werewolf I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
But now I imagine you've reached a whole different audience with the Harry Potter films.
Oh, yeah. I've been on... I think I was 7 years on those.
Wow.
I took over the part, and they've been the greatest years of my acting life, really. They've been fantastic.
In what way, though? Because it's not the most challenging role, I would have thought.
No, it's quite simple, really. I just copied Richard Harris, put a different costume on, and then towards the end, J.K. Rowling said that I was gay.
Yeah, well,
Dumbledore was gay.
She outed Dumbledore,
She outed me and apologised. She wrote me a letter apologising for that. So I had to play him gay from then on, but Daniel Radcliffe put a stop to that. So.
You weren't... it wasn't sort of, like, noticeably more camp, I don't think, but there were one or two lines when we knew he was gay, and I remember seeing there was one scene in... I think it was the last one film where you're in a dark cavern with Harry, and you go, "One's out, Harry." And I remember thinking that could be taken the wrong way.
Well, I went like that. I went like that a bit, you know, with a wand.
But what a great cast to work with as well. I mean, some I'm sure you'd worked with in the past, because Maggie Smith, you'd known her for donkey's years.
I've known her since I was 23.
You know, you mentioned Richard Harris. Was he someone... Did you hang out with him, with O'Toole, back in the days when they were kind of wild?
I knew them. I knew Peter more than Richard, but, yeah, I hang around in the Buxton Club in the 60s when getting pissed was normal. You don't do that anymore. Well,
it seems that acting is taken more seriously now. I don't know if that's fair.
Yeah, it's not so much fun anymore. People are more worried about it all. In the 60s at the National, it was just easier somehow. I don't know.
I've seen Sir Michael on stage. I saw you in Endgame, the Beckett play, where you were with Lee Evans.
Lee Evans, yeah.
Some people would have thought was strange casting, but I get the feeling you got on well.
No, he was brilliant. I was best mates, but he used to plead with me every night not to make him laugh, because he couldn't cope with that. So, but I used to try.
But here's a dark and serious play. You're making him laugh on stage. That's kind of a dangerous thing to do, isn't it?
Well, if you're skilled, you can do it without anyone knowing. Anyone knows is Lee.
How would you do that?
Well,
how would you...
Just on... he pushed me around in a wheelchair all night. You remember that?
Yeah, yeah.
And so I've got all sorts of tricks.
So you would pretend to fart?
Yeah.
Under your breath?
Yeah.
And hope to crack him up?
Just to get Lee.
But this is a kind of considered a masterpiece of modern theatre.
It is.
Of course, Beckett.
And we played it as such, you know. We didn't muck about. I mean, I only muck about when we get the back to the audience, so you can have a laugh, you know.
You could mess around.
Yeah.
But you seem to be the go-to guy when people were doing Beckett. You've done an awful lot of Beckett, haven't you?
I've done a hell of a lot of Beckett, and I'm doing one now. I'm just about to start. And we've got... we had no bookings for our 4-week run until recently when we've... Eileen Atkins has taken over.
Dame Atkins.
And suddenly the bookings have shot up. Now it's packed out solid.
This sounds intriguing, though. Yeah. It's based on a radio play, or it is about a radio play?
A radio play written in 1957 for the radio. But in this, it's a play on stage. But we've only started rehearsing it, so I'm not sure what's going to happen.
So you're thinking of doing it as if we're watching a radio play?
Yeah, as you're watching a radio play. So we're there with scripts. We have to have scripts and microphones. And we're reading the script, and that's all I know so far.
But that must be, in a way, a dream, because presumably...
It could be a bit boring, me, I suppose.
But presumably you don't have to learn the lines if it's...
No, and that's a relief, you know. I mean, I'm not very good at learning lines now, and I've been in America where they put earplugs in my ear, and so they just play the lines to you over the time.
So they tell you what to say?
Yeah, you just say it.
That's how Marlon Brando used to work, didn't you?
Yeah.
You worked with Brando.
I worked with Brando, yeah. He was great fun. And he would continually muck about he was playing a lawyer, a very important lawyer, and he would put a safety pin across his robe. And the people on the stage would say, "You can't do that because that's not allowed. You couldn't wear, you know, I want it." Like a kid.
Yeah.
And then, just as the camera rolled, he'd take it out. Great fun.
Well, he sounds like you'd get on well with him.
Oh, yeah. I worked with the Brando, De Niro and Pacino. I've worked with all of them.
Wow.
So that's enough for me.
Do you do accents and stuff like that? Can you do... Because we've got Mr. Guetta, who's French, of course.
Yeah.
And we've got John Bishop, who is a Lilliputian.
Yeah.
Can you do the Scouse, which is a hard accent to do?
I can't do it. I once did a film with Michael Caine in Russia, and I had to play a Russian interrogator, interrogating him. And at the end of the shot, I said, what was my accent like, Michael? Because I was a Russian.
Yeah.
He said, very good. Started off in Russia, drifted over towards Spain, was in Italy at one point, then to France, and ended up in Lewisham.
I can't imagine him enjoying being in Russia, because I interviewed him once and he'd been in Malta, and I asked him what Malta was like, and he said it was f***ing terrible,
Yeah.
just courgettes to eat every meal. What was it like in Russia?
Well, in Russia, he used to have food sent over from London to his trailer.
What kind of food?
Ordinary stuff, you know, pork pies and sausages. His wife used to bring it over on Fridays.
And if you had to eat out, did he eat out in Russia? Did he have
I'm not
Russian
sure.
food?
I'm not sure. Yeah, I once had food with him in a restaurant, and he said to the waitress, who couldn't speak English, he said, I'll have my usual. And I said to her, I'll have what he's having. And she said, 1 steak and chips with no f***ing Russian sauce.
So all that fall is the play you're in. What theatre is it at, Michael?
All that fall, the German Street Theatre.
The German Street Theatre on the 9th of October. It's only on for 4 weeks, is that
Only
right?
on 4 weeks.
For 4 weeks.
And
so
it's
if you want to
booked
go...
out.
It's booked
There
out
are
already?
a few spaces, I think. You've got to rush.
OK, well, I'm going to get some.
Yeah. Well, I don't think you get in.
Can I, Can I come and see you backstage afterwards?
No.
And after that, do you know what you do? Do you have, like, a game plan? Do you have, like, a year or 2 years planned ahead?
No, nothing. I just go from day to day. If I get a job, I'll do it. If I don't know.
Have you been out of work for long periods? I guess all actors
I don't
are.
think I've ever been out of work.
Wow.
Very rarely. I'm lucky. But I do anything they ask me to do.
How lovely to have you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you
I
very
would
much.
gladly sit here and chat to you all night, but unfortunately, we've got a French DJ who needs to get the Eurostar home later
All
on. Great to have you here. Ladies and gentlemen, the fabulous Sir Michael Gambon. That was fantastic. Thank you so much. Sir Michael Gambon, join us after the break. I'll be talking to the wonderful Emily Blunt. We've still got David Guetta to come and music from Fun, so don't go away. Welcome back. Thank you. It's time for our next guest. She's one of Hollywood's rising stars. It is the very lovely Emily Blunt. Like a movie star. Hello. Oh, lovely to
you
see
were
you
doing
around.
the two.
I was doing 2 kisses. That's because you're back in Europe now. We do the
Wow.
2 kiss of it.
Yeah, I loved it.
So do you live in the States now, Emily? You're married
Yeah.
and you're living in the States now, is that
Yeah,
right?
I live in LA, yeah, most of the
Wow.
time.
And your husband is an actor as well?
He is, yes.
Is that how you perfected the American accent, having that going on at home?
Well, I thought I was quite good at it, and then I had a dialect coach for doing it for this movie that we're about to talk about. I had to do a Kansas accent, and my character lives on a farm.
So
I
how
can't
is
do
the
it.
sort of farm accent different to a town accent?
Well, I guess the farm accent sounds a little bit Midwest and Southern. A little bit Southerny.
Y'all like that?
Yeah. Well, like, for example, we were filming in this really remote little town called Thibodeau. So we went out for dinner at Chili's, I think, which was the only restaurant
I love
available.
Chili's.
Chili's is amazing.
You've been to Chili's? Man,
Yeah.
when you go to Chili's, you can see why so many of our American friends are enormous. Because I ordered a starter once and it was like 4 mini burgers, and they were as
Yeah.
big as proper burgers.
Yeah. Well, the girl who was serving me was enormous. You know, I think she got freebie meals at Chili's.
Nothing wrong with that.
And she comes up and she goes, "Did anyone ever tell you you look a lot like Emily Blunt?" And I said, "I have heard that, yes." And she went, "Are you Emily Blunt?" And I went, "Yeah." And she went, "What are y'all doing here?" And then she was like, "Are y'all shooting a movie here?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm shooting a film called Looper." And she went, "Looper?" And I went, "Yeah." And she went, "Y'all just made that up." I really didn't.
The film, I've seen the film. We'll talk about the film. I've seen the film. I'll be honest with you, I wasn't looking forward to seeing the film.
You said that, I know.
I saw the trailer and I thought, man, that looks awful. Because it looked like your standard... And I like Bruce Willis, but it looked like Bruce Willis going to shoot someone, bang, bang, someone's going to try and shoot him, bang, bang. At the end, but he's going to kill them all, end of film. That's kind of what it looked like. And I thought, I've seen this movie.
Yeah.
But I want to see it. And I'm telling you, this film, I loved it. I loved every minute of it. My wife, who works in the movie industry, she loved it as well. She was blown away by it. I can't recommend it high enough. If you like science fiction films that really stay with you, I'm telling you, I'm not just saying it's because Emily's here, because, as I said, I almost cancelled her coming on when I knew that was the show. when I saw the trailer. It's so... Because really, in the trailer, the story isn't there, is it? You don't see what the film's
No,
about.
well, they don't want to, because the story has a lot of complex twists and turns. They don't want to give anything away.
It's just a great film. Before we look at the clip, and it won't give too much away, how could you describe it to someone without giving away the big...
you'd make me pitch it. It's so hard to pitch. OK, so Joseph Gordon-Levitt plays a hired assassin, and it's the year 2040, around then.
That's the future.
It's the future. And he plays this hired assassin, hired by a futuristic mob group, sort of 30 years in the future.
Even more in the future.
Like, way in the future.
70 years.
And so what they do is, in order to absolve themselves of any crime, these mob groups send their victims back in time. Time travel is now illegal, but used only by these criminal organizations. Send the victim back in time to be disposed of by these guys called loopers, who are these hired assassins. And one day, Joseph Gordon-Levitt's future self, who is Bruce Willis, is sent back in time and turns up in front of him, and they have a scuffle. Bruce Willis obviously wins, because he's Bruce Willis. No, well, that's all right. No, I'm not going to ruin it. And then Bruce Willis escapes. And that's when all the trouble starts.
OK.
That's it. No, that's it. That's pretty...
So,
that's in the trailer.
OK, let's have a look at the clip. This is Lupin. It was 20th September. Really, it blew us away. Have a look at this.
Look, I'm not a threat to you or your boy. I need to be on your property. I'd rather there's no contact at all. I'm going to stay in the fields. There's just one thing I need you to do, and you'll never have to deal with me again. Just verify for me this is your house on the map, so I know I'm in the right place.
What's this?
It's a map.
Yeah, that's my house. Why is it marked?
Okay, doesn't matter. Look, I'm going to be out of the barn in an hour.
This number, how'd you get this?
Does that mean something to you? What? Hey, hey, hey.
Without giving too much away, what's crucial to the film, and you don't see this in the trailer, is the relationship between you and a child.
Yes.
In the film, and that's crucial to it.
Yeah.
Terrific performance from this young actor. What was his name?
Pierce Gagnon. And he was so cute, you know, and he was so, oh, look at him. And I would try and hang out with him on set, you know, just to make sure he felt comfortable with me, and we'd go and play little games and hang out together all the time. And I think the more familiar he got with me, you know, the more he'd just come and sit on my knee at lunch and stuff. And then one day he comes up to me and he's trying to pull my top down. Oh. And his mum is from the South, you know, she's very about manners. And she went, Pierce, that is so rude. You do not do that to Miss Emily. That is so rude. And he kept doing it. And eventually I went, Pierce, why are you always trying to undress me? And he went, because I just want to see him. And I was like, good for you.
Well, yeah, there you go. He knows what he wants. Well, I think...
And so I showed him, and then... No,
OK, so let's talk about this thing that you learned to do for Looper. And I wouldn't have thought you necessarily need to learn to do this, but I guess there's a technique involved. What was it?
Well, I had to learn how to chop wood really convincingly.
Because she's self-sufficient, sort of
Yeah,
thing.
she lives on her own on this farm, and so she's a tough chick. And so they dropped these logs off at my house about 3 weeks before we started shooting. So I had to learn how to chop wood convincingly.
We've got some wood in here, and I thought you might want to demonstrate your wood chopping skills.
I will just say one thing. I never learnt how to split a log, so if I do manage to split it, it will be the first log that I split.
Wow, well, that will be quite a wonderful
I only learned
moment.
how to chop into a tree stump, so this is probably going to be a disaster.
OK.
I'm warning you,
well,
it won't be impressive.
I'm going to join you,
All right.
because I have some pretty intense wood chopping skills.
Are you taking your shoes off?
I'm taking my shoes off because we've been told we can't do this unless we put boots on.
Steel cap boots?
Yeah, because apparently you can cut right through your flesh, which makes sense. Yeah, that's...
This is going to be a disaster.
OK, and we've got goggles we have to wear as well. I took the laces out, which is probably not a good idea.
Why
I don't
did
know.
you?
So we can get them on easy.
Oh, all right.
I'm going to keep mine on. They're more comfy than my other shoes. John, are you going to come out and do some?
Yeah, I'll come out.
You don't have to lace them up.
Why not?
It'd be funny if you fell over. OK, so we need some axes. Okay, where's our wood chopping gentleman? Hang on. Oh, here we are. Look at this. Why do we need this?
God! Really bringing it.
No one wants to see that.
Everyone wants to see it.
No.
I think.
Emily just said to me there, I thought that was you walking out there.
So, Emily, maybe you could show us what to do.
Right.
OK, so everyone stand back, I guess, would be the
I know, seriously, stand back.
OK, so...
So you're
well,
supposed
don't
to
stand
kind
right
of
behind. Come on.
You're supposed to kind of, you know, take a nice stance. I can't really in this skirt.
Do the heft.
you know, and you're supposed to kind of mark where you want to hit it. And you're supposed to swing it around and then slide your hand down like that.
Let's do
This
this.
is going to be really embarrassing.
Wow! That's pretty good. Wow! Wow! Okay. Hey, John, you want to go next?
Now the pressure's
All right.
Right, you need glass room.
Okay, good.
Okay, here we go.
That was it. That was it. That was a really good one.
That was great fun. Right. Oh, John, let me get you. Do you want a big round one, John, or do you want a long thin one?
Do a round one, John. You can do
Do
it.
it. Oh, yeah, put the pressure on. Jeez, look at the size of that. It's bigger than the tree.
That's
Do that
harder.
one. Do that
Yeah.
one. Do that one, John. Okay, hold on. Don't start. Not yet. Not yet.
That's not going to go, surely to God.
Good luck, John. But John, by the way, London won.
Yeah.
LA won.
I know, yeah.
Liverpool.
Yeah, I think so.
Just saying.
Okay, and what about the village people?
Yeah.
Hold on. It's gone crazy. Fabulous work. John Bishop, ladies and gentlemen. Our woodcutter Rod, ladies and gentlemen. Rob. Wow. I mean, let's sit down again. Thank you, Rod. Thank you.
I'm going to keep these shoes on.
You're going to keep them on. I tell you what, even though we only
these are
chopped
much
that,
more
that was
comfortable.
pretty tiring. Just there's a lot of exertion there.
Yeah, imagine doing that for like 20 takes.
Wow.
In a row, so.
That was great. Wasn't that a fabulous display, ladies and gentlemen? Beautiful, strong and talented. What a combination. Go and see Looper. It's incredible. The fabulous Emily Blunt, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Join us after the break. I'll be talking to superstar DJ David Guetta, and we have live music from Fun. Don't go away. Welcome back. Well, it's been a packed show, but we still have my final guest to come out now. He's the #1 DJ in the world as we speak. Chart superstars are queuing up to work with him. Here's why. Look at him in action. It's David Guetta, ladies and gentlemen. Here he is. David Guetta. Come and have a seat.
First, thank you.
Asseyez-vous.
Merci.
Okay.
Thank you very much for showing these pictures. Emily was really impressed.
Yeah, well, that was, that's the new single there, She-Wolf, isn't it?
Yes.
Wow, how
This
many
year.
people were you DJing in front of there?
That was 40,000 at some point.
40,000 people. That's incredible. You might have guessed David is French. You have a house here, though, and a house in Paris and a house in Ibiza, is that right?
Yes, well, I travel a lot, so I have, yeah.
Well, I travel a lot. I use hotels. You don't need a house. But, no, a lovely thing to have. What do you like about England? Why do you have a house here? What do you like about the UK?
Well, first, it means a lot to me because I'm a house music DJ, and, you know, the first time I heard acid house was in the UK, so this is like a little bit of a holy country for me.
Acid.
Exactly, it was going like that.
That kind of all passed me by. I didn't go out to those sort of clubs, so I don't really know that much about it. I know that Michael Gambon, you were a big acid house raver, weren't you, Michael?
I'm mad about it.
Yeah, he's crazy.
Mad about it.
He's just crazy for the house and for the grime. He likes the grime and the grunge.
Yeah.
He likes
love
the dirty two-step,
Yeah.
dubstep.
I could do the whole thing.
Okay. Incredible success you've had there, Dave, and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
You know, you've sold millions of records, I know that. And you've worked with so many superstars. How does that work? When someone like Rihanna comes to you, do you already have an idea for her, or does she come to you with her idea?
Actually, we're trying to work together in the moment.
I thought you were already working together.
Yes, but we're doing it again.
And when you work with the Black Eyed Peas, you work with William. Do you call him William, or do you have to call him Will.I.Am?
I call him Will.
Just call him Will, that makes sense. I got a feeling, was that huge hit for them?
Yeah,
I mean,
imagine if my first experience as a producer, I get a feeling like, bang, it's crazy.
Wow.
First time I go to a professional studio, Because before I was working with my laptop and you know, a little home studio, you know. And what happened is that I made a record before that was called Love Is Gone, and he loved it. So he called me and said, hey, it's Will I Am. So already for me, it was like crazy. And could you do something like this for Black Eyed Peas? And yeah, of course. And I sent him the beat, and he loved it. One day he called me and was singing I got a video on the phone. I'm like, this is crazy.
So you did the tune for him. You did the music,
yes,
and then he came up with the lyrics.
Yes, and then I went to LA, and this was my first time in the studio, in a professional studio.
Proper studio, yeah.
It was a big party.
Yeah. And it was exciting for you. Did you know what to do, or did you have to fake it?
Half of it, by the way, because, you know, I'm used to work with a laptop, and there was like all the real professional stuff, you know.
So what do? Did you just plug your laptop into the big stuff?
That's exactly how I do it.
Give us a tune now, David. Give us the next hit record so we can steal it. What would be the next beat? Because I got a feeling. I got a feeling. Oh, ba-dee-bee-ba-da-ba-bo-doo-doo. So when you
this sounds like a hit, yeah.
Do you come up with it like that? Do you ba-ba-dee-bee-ba, or do you play it on something first?
I can draw notes, you know, it's like drawing, but just that it sounds.
So you draw the shape
like
of it.
music.
Oh, you draw it on a screen that plays it.
Yes, exactly.
Like a stylophone.
I don't know what this is, but exactly. That's how you do it. And then at some point you're like, oh, that's nice. Go to the next one.
That's my tune. Hands off, Frenchie, okay? You know what I'm saying? OK, let me ask you about how hard you work, because I know you really work. You travel a lot. How many gigs can you play? You ever play more than one in a day?
Well, it happened. The craziest was when I released my album, Nothing But the Beat, and I was doing 3 countries per day.
3 countries a day?
So it was like really insane. For 1 week, I was taking like a private plane, and I would start like during the day and until the end of the night. It was really insane.
So is someone else DJing as well, and you just drop in and you
take over? Yeah, I just go play like 1 hour and present the record, playing only the record from my album, and then run and take the plane and go to the next country. It was really, really insane. That's the craziest thing I've done in my life.
Really exciting, I guess, an exciting time.
Oh, I love doing this. This is my life, you know, since I'm 40. Imagine, I was a DJ in my bedroom with an empty room, but I was still like, you know, so you have really to love this to do this, like DJ in front of a wall, you know what I mean? So now I have people in front of me, so it's great fun.
Listen, David, Mr. Guetta, Monsieur Guetta.
Oui, monsieur.
If I want to come and see you doing a big DJ show, where's the next one in our country?
You can come to me right after the show, because I'm playing in Ibiza tonight.
Tonight?
Yes.
Man.
You want to come?
Well,
I'm serious.
Yeah, I want to come, but...
Okay, I'm serious. And the name of the party is F Me and Famous, so you're going to have fun.
So you have a plane?
Yes.
And I've got to get my passport. I need some pants.
No, you don't need some pants.
I need some cash.
No, it's okay, don't.
How much spending money do I get?
You don't need spending money, no. Why? You're going to buy drugs. I don't want you to buy drugs.
I don't want to buy drugs. I don't want to buy drugs.
You can stay at my house in Ibiza.
Stay at your house?
Yes, of course.
David, you know what? I'm seriously thinking about it. I don't know if you mean it, but I'm seriously thinking about it.
No, I mean it.
Okay.
If you want to come, we're going right after the show.
Okay, I'm going.
Are you coming?
Going after the show.
No,
I'm going.
you said it.
I'm going to go
You
have a look
said
at my
it.
passport.
Everybody saw you.
I'm going. I don't know if I've got anything to wear. I've got some shorts and flip-flops from the summer.
It's okay. It's better than your suit.
You know, the flip-flop was invented by a Frenchman.
Really?
Philippe Flop. It looks like I'm going to Ibiza. Will you join me in thanking David Guetta? You've been a great guest. Thank you, dude. Thank you. And, of course, Michael Gambon, John Bishop and Emily Blunt. All fabulous guests. Join me next week when my guest will be Jack D, one of the hottest street musicians in the world. Dynamo will be here, and Emma Watson. And we also have music from Gwen Stefani and No Doubt. But now, to play us out with their new track, Some Nights, it's fun!
Some nights I stay up, casting in my bath. Some nights I call it a draw. Some nights I wish that my lips could build a castle. Some nights I wish they just fall. But I still wake up, I still see Oh Lord, I'm still not sure what I stand for. Oh, what do I stand for? What do I stand for? Most nights I don't know anymore. This is it, boys. This is what I've been waiting for. Why don't we break the rules already? I was never one to believe the hype. Sit out for the black and white. Try, you know that feels like, but here they come again to jack my style. And that's alright. I found a martyr in my bed tonight. Starts my bones wondering just who I am, who I am, who I am. Oh, who am I? Well, some nights I wish that this all would end, 'cause I could use some friend for her change. And some nights I'm scared you forget me again. Some nights I always feel, but I still wake up, I still see your ghost. Oh Lord, I'm still not sure what I stand for. Oh, what do I stand for? What do I stand for? Most nights I don't know. So this is it. I sold my soul for this. Washed my hands of that for this. I miss my mom and dad for this. When I see stars, that's all they are. When I hear songs, well, they sound like a swan. So come on, oh come on, oh come on. Well, that is it, guys. That is all. 5 minutes in and I'm bored again. 10 years of this, I'm not sure if anybody understands. This one is not for the folks at home. Sorry to leave, but I had to go home. What was to die for? I'm tired of in the desert sun. My heart's breaking for my sister and the call that she called out. And then I look into my nephew's eye. Man, you won't believe the most amazing thing that can come from some terrible